The Climate Hub open. Thank you,
Hang on, let me get you.
cameras.
Hang on, blimey. Just when I need the camera. Okay then.
Ready? Ooh, the glove.
Yay!
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks ever so much, Jim. Yeah, that's fantastic. It's really great to have that full update on what's going on. That's really
Guys,
interesting.
only half of it. But
Yeah. What I'd like to do now is to point out that going forward, it's not going to be called the Climate Hut. It's going to be called the Mary Ann Gilbert Room. Right? I'd like to hand over to Dave to explain why that is so. Okay?
So, Mary Ann Gilbert was a fairly penniless lady living in Lewes. Her husband was a budding politician, but they didn't have a lot of money. And their uncle came along, her uncle, and he said, I will give you my holdings in Eastbourne. Now, many of you on your house sales and whatever, you'll see something about the Gilbert estates. And that's that Gilbert landowner alongside some of the other famous names we know. But he said, you have to change your name to Gilbert. And your husband is to change his name to Gilbert. So they did that, and were given this huge swathe of land. And as she began to settle in, she discovered that there was 400 families that were living in food poverty. And she decided that one of the ways to respond to that was to create 200 allotments up in that bit between St Bede's and Beachy Head. And she did that and brought 200 families out of food poverty with meaningful work, the production of their own hands, and she was one of the pioneers. Often with these things are all springing up at the same time, but you'd have to say that Mary Ann Gilbert was one of the pioneers of the entire allotment project nationwide. And there are now over 1,100 allotment spaces here in Eastbourne. Here at the Gather Community Garden, Paul originally had 4 so that he could work in education work. We got 2 more just friends of Paul's which were joined up, and this one which belongs to me, which was added on to create this community garden. And we've risen from 4 to 40 volunteers. We probably have 120 to 160 people coming through the door every week. Our mother and toddler group, parent and toddler group, has 140 on its mailing list. And I've discovered over the years, I used to work as a trustee with a charity that was raising in the low millions for microfinance projects. And one of the years something had to change a bit, and I said, well, how's all that going to work? And you know, and so there was discussion, and one of the things they said to me is, Dave, we've got 6 values here, and one of the values is that we're raising a generation who will not just read about these issues or be told about them in school. They'll have got their hands dirty, so to speak, by raising money for something and becoming curious about what the something stands for. A generation who are aware of issues of justice and poverty throughout the world. And I just think, you know, on the side there, we've got these values of eat well, live well, and care well, and that we can talk about those things as much as we like, but all of you in this small gathering here are embodying that in some way. And when people embody things in their community, it moves it beyond rhetoric and becomes something that people can look at as an example. It kind of feels coherent. It sounds plausible. And so we're trying to do our best with compost. We're trying to do our best with no dig, so that the earth doesn't get destroyed and ruffled up too much every time we turn it over, and all of those things. And that just drops in the pocket with these other partners like Eastbourne Eco Action, the Food Partnership. When this mini event is finished, there'll be another little mini event over there to relaunch the crop drop on this site. And the crop drop is where some of the other allotment people can donate some of their crop towards the food partnership work, which is operating quite often with the food banks, the larders, and the other groups that are meeting food poverty head on in their situation. So, yeah, that's why we're here. Learn by doing. Do what you can. Do it as well as you can, and bring beauty. One of our ladies looks after the quiet garden, and we don't grow any food there, but it brings a lot of joy to people. And so, amidst all the seriousness of what we're doing, let's bring a lot of joy to people.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Dave. I mentioned earlier about the community food delivery network that we're helping to develop in collaboration with Eastbourne Food Partnership and the Gather Garden. And to that end, we were fortunate enough to get a grant to buy this e-cargo bike. The grant came from Eastbourne Borough Council's Neighbourhood Community Infrastructure Levy Fund, and the grant was match funded by the Eco Action Network and the Eastbourne Food Partnership. So, which is partly why I'm so delighted they're here today, because they've helped to get this magnificent e-cargo bike, which now collects food donated from the Eastbourne Farmers Market every month and takes it to local community larders. And now, actually in the last few weeks, now collects food donated from the Gather Garden and takes it to another community fridge, Shinewater. Yeah. So, and in fact, my colleague Rob has this very morning completed a delivery from the Gather Garden to Shinewater Family Hub. So it's been in action today. So what I'd like to do now is ask Fiona to come along. Fiona is the coordinator for the Eastbourne Food Partnership, and to say a few words about what they do.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for inviting us today. It's lovely that we're here, and I'm here with Charlie and Karen. So, three of us are directors of the Eastbourne Food Partnership. This is a beautiful space, and as someone who's not a naturally outdoorsy, growing anything person, I was a little nervous the first time I came here because I thought it was going to be, I don't know, quite natural, earthy, boggy. I don't know what I had in my head. And I came to this and I'm like, this is just beautiful. And the signage is just a delight. So it's always lovely to be here. And this is a fabulous thing. And just really interesting that you're talking about Mary Ann Gilbert, because food poverty, unfortunately, is still a massive issue in Eastbourne. And I think it's often quite a hidden issue, so unless you're experiencing it or supporting it, you may be completely unaware of it. We have 6 community fridges in Eastbourne, and there's a number of other community kitchens and different food support. So we've brought them together with the Eastbourne Community Food Support Network that we now have running. Which has been great to kind of bring everybody together and start working together on these issues that we've got. And one great example of kind of collaboration is the crop drop, which is wonderful people here at Gather grow all this amazing stuff, which then wonderful Rob gets harvested, goes in here. Rob then on a Tuesday cycles it to Shinewater. So the Shinewater community fridge is in the family hub there. And it's grown massively in popularity over the last year. The need in Eastbourne is quite astounding. So that's so welcomed for them, and they don't have funding to get food from anywhere else. So this has been so amazing for them. And also a lot of young families, so to be able to offer fresh fruit and vegetables is just fantastic. So we have a crop drop over here, a crop drop shelter here, and there's another one at Orange Road at Rooted, at the other community allotments that we work with. But they're open to any allotment holders who just, if you've happened to have grown a massive amount of tomatoes, what am I going to do with all my tomatoes? Oh, excellent. You can put them in the crop drop, someone will pick them up, someone will take them to one of the community fridges. And the community fridges sell surplus food that they get from supermarkets, and also fresh fruit and vegetables that comes from the allotments, at a discounted rate for people who A, want to help with the redistribution of surplus food, so it's not all going in the bin, but also for people who are struggling to afford to feed their families. So yeah, it's amazing. So yes, we've just done a relaunch of both, just to really try and encourage that and encourage the wider allotment community to use them too. But no, it's a pleasure. We work closely with the Eco Action Network. This is fantastic, and it's just actually what I'm discovering more and more is the importance of community groups working together, because there are so many things that we that are issues and that we need to try and find solutions for, and things like climate especially. This is something that it's not going away, it's only getting worse. So actually, what are we doing about it? So yeah, to be able to work with this lovely community of people is an absolute pleasure. So thank you for inviting us today.
Thank you very much.
So there will be times when the bike lives here, and the storage trays and all of that. Workshop venue. So potentially small workshops, 6 to 8 people, that kind of thing can happen in there. It's going to be proper lighting, all the stuff. A reflective space. One of the things we've found about the room at the top of the quiet room is that people sometimes just go in there and sit. And people could just come in here and sit. But there will be a resource library, so if they want to deepen their knowledge of how to grow obscure vegetables, there will be a book there that will tell you how to deepen your knowledge, or books on composting, the myriad methods of doing that. So actually a little bit of an intellectual provocation place passively by saying, here's a resource, read that. Or you've got a problem out on the plot, there might be a book in there that, gives you the answer. So it won't be a dead space. It'll be a space that is open most days doing something. And the email address, which is on here, Gilbert Room at Gather Community Garden. If you're working for a project and you think, oh, where could we have a committee meeting? Or where could we do a small workshop with 8 to 10 people, or whatever? Then if you write there, somebody from one of the partners will respond to you and say, that's great, that space is open, that kind of thing.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah, and it will be a workshop space that will have will be powered by solar panels and a battery. So we've already bought the panels and we've got to mount them on the roof. And we've got a brand new battery to go in, so it will be fully powered.
That means we'll be able to have a television screen, put your PowerPoints up, whatever level you're doing it at, it will be feasible.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much, Dave. Now, I'd like to invite Helen. Perhaps you could explain very briefly what's going to happen in there.
Hi. My colleague Martin, who's just talking to some people up there actually, is going to be doing home solar assessments today. So with the aim to help you cut through any sales talk or scams maybe, or just confusion from getting an installer in. His service is retrofit advice service. We can also offer free advice on things like heat pumps, insulation, damp, anything like that. So do tell your friends, and we'll be in there this afternoon. Thank you.
Is that going to be a regular thing?
We'll see.
I shall be one of your customers because I've just moved house, and I've moved into a house which has a roof which got great potential for solar energy. So I need to explore that with you this afternoon.
Okay, brilliant.